Hey YouTube, Joshua the Window Cleaner here, and I worked very hard on that scene you just seen. I'm going to try to start doing it that way. It's a little bit more pleasing to watch and listen back to. It seemed like I was having issues with my microphone working properly, and some of my other videos I went back and watched it, and so I try to make these videos appealing for you to watch and you know, at least bearable to watch, because I'm already just talking up a storm all the time. But anyway, so welcome to the show. I don't claim to know everything. I only am giving you the information that I have learned over time. So I just want to make that disclaimer. I don't want anybody to think that I'm better than anybody. I don't think that way. Maybe my experiences are just a little bit different, and maybe they can help you along your journey. So yeah, so giveaway night is for window cleaners to try new tools and to share their experience on the show each week. So when you win a tool, you come back on the show on the Friday, you let us know what you thought about the tool. You can also send me a picture, which I'm about to talk about in just a second. So if you win a prize from WCR, please go on their website, windowcleaner.com, and leave a review on their page, and also on your social media. Any kind of pictures you can take with it, anything like that, just helps them out. But that's a good way to support them for giving you the tools away for free for you to try. So, and if you have won a prize from Window Magic Supply in the past, make sure to please send in those pictures of you using the tools, or just a picture of you holding it after you won it. I mean, that would be cool. That way Window Magic Supply can go and share it. I mean, and you get to be famous for a second, and you get to hold a squeegee or whatever you win. So there are some really cool prizes on here. Some of them are a little bit pricey and some of them are a little bit cheaper. So I understand that. And so whenever you win something cheaper, what I'm going to be doing is going to be making a little bit of a package. So I got these towels that you've seen on there, the walnut scrub pads, things like that, a squeegee life towel. I'm going to be throwing some of those in to make it a little bit more better. So if you win something simple on here, you might be the only one that wins a Joshua the Window Cleaner t-shirt. So I only have a couple of those. I'm going to be giving those away randomly in a box, so you'll get to see those as well. But barely. I'm not going to give them out to everybody, and I'll probably ask you if you want one before I just send it to you. But yeah, so I have a super fun show tonight with a virtual spinning wheel. So this is the first week that I'll have a spinning wheel. I have a couple of them ordered that might come in, so I might have like a spinning wheel here in person one day where I'll just choose a couple of tools to write down on those and we'll spin it. But most of the time I'm going to try to do it virtual. I really like this idea. Thanks to Tyler Smith, he kind of gave me the idea. I was talking about building one, and he told me that there was a virtual one. So I got it and screen recorded it and all the whole 9 yards. So it's really cool. And put all the stuff in. I spent like 9 hours like trying to prepare for all this stuff. So just to help you out, I'm not really profiting off of this. The only thing that it's getting me is, I guess, more subscribers. Which doesn't make a huge difference. It's not like I'm getting paid or anything like that. So eventually I might have to do something to start getting paid. But right now I'm really not. So thank y'all for joining and hitting that thumbs up button. That's basically how I get paid. Currently that might change in the future, especially with all the work that I'm doing and putting all this stuff together. It's just costing a lot of time. And time is money, and I got to make sure that I can support my family. So I can't spend a whole bunch of time on something that is free, even if it helps everybody. I mean, I just can't. I can spend a little bit of time on stuff that's free and to help people, but I have to support my family and so on and so forth. But anyway, so super fun show tonight with virtual spinning wheels to choose the prizes, and all the tools that you can win will also be listed on the side so that you can see what tools that we have. Don't forget to go into the comments and say what tools that you would like to see on the show, and if there are tools that you already see on the show that you want to win, just comment it. I would love to know what tools that you want to win out there, because that helps me get an idea of the list that I make, because I make a list out for Window Magic Supply and Window Cleaning Resource, and then they send those out to me, and then I put them on the show for you to win. So make sure, like all these tools, all this stuff has been on a list. So all this stuff has been requested by you guys on the show that's been on here before. So thank you all for all the support thus far. I really appreciate it. So don't forget to comment the tools that you want to see on the show, or a tool that you just want to win, like the silencer or something. I know a lot of people are going to be wanting the silencer. So I got that on giveaway night now. So I'm really excited about all this, and I'm really excited for y'all to try these tools out and then let me know what y'all think. Now, I have some great topics tonight, but hopefully they don't take up too much of your time. We're at about 8 minutes right now, so it's not really too bad. I'm anticipating that it's going to be about a 30-minute show, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so the first idea the first topic I want to talk about is marketing ideas. I just want to talk about just a couple things that can maybe help you this week. I don't want to just go through all this whole topic, because then I won't have nothing to talk about in the future. So I just want to kind of give like little bits and pieces of these that I'm thinking of, and maybe it can help you. So for marketing ideas, I would say make a flashy or a funny picture with discounts on them, and have them mention the post to redeem a discount. So when they call, they mention the post, they can redeem up to 20% off. You can do whatever you want. But this is a slower season for me, so instead of kind of going down on my prices, I'm just going to kind of put ads out there, and I'm not spending any money on ads. I'm just posting into different groups when I say that. So anyways, I'll just post those out and see what comes in. A lot of times we'll get phone calls, and we, instead of going down on a regular price and having winter prices, I'm actually going to try this method and just kind of give like a winter discount and see how that goes from there. So you want to make a flashy or funny picture with discounts on them and have them mention the post to redeem the discount. That is just one good marketing idea that we've used, and it's worked. We're using it right now, and it's working. And then have a list of groups that you can share into for each day of the week. Go in there and look at all the rules on the groups that you know that you can share into, your local groups, your community groups, things like that. And then just look at the rules and make sure you're not breaking any rules. You don't want to get kicked out of the group. That kind of defeats the purpose. And just post on those days. Write out a list. That can help you a lot. And also make the post fun but professional. You want to be professional. Like I have for pet screen, we have like a dog's head through a screen. You know what I'm saying? So like just little things like that grab people's attention as they're scrolling. Sometimes the just straightforward professional ones, they work sometimes, but sometimes they don't. You really want to have professional, but also kind of have a little bit of personality in there. So those would be my marketing idea tips for this week. I hope y'all enjoyed that little part. And then also I want to talk about downtime just for a second. Spend downtime following up and structuring your business. So make sure you're following up with customers, whether that be customers that haven't responded back to you yet after you gave them a quote, just to see if, hey, did you find someone, or maybe they just forgot and they couldn't find that message or something like that. So you never know. Following up can bring business. And then also let your little networking community know that you're a little bit slow and that you can take on more work. So that way they know that, hey, like he's available. He can probably do my house. He can probably do my friend's house and all that stuff. Because a lot of people do that. They'll get it cleaned yearly, and normally around winter time, I got like a list of people that have done it in the winter, and I just call them and say, hey, look, we're a little bit slow this week. We got some openings. Would you like a spot? And a lot of times they'll say yes. So that can help you too. And if you're not following up, also try to structure your business. So have a little bit of a game plan on what you're going to do when the busy season comes. And then also maybe like just start trying different ideas for marketing and stuff like that, and see what works. Write down what works. Try it next year. Try different things each year to see what can keep you busy during that slow season. Don't be afraid to take on add-on services to get you through the slow season. If you got to take on screen repair or blind cleaning, or just whatever you got to do. Some people got to clean bathrooms, commercial buildings, or something like that. I've done that before. So don't be afraid to take on new jobs. Just make sure that you want to keep your business going during the slow season. And if you're able to financially to take a break, this is a good time to take a break when it's slow. Take a break and then just figure out what you're going to do if you've already been in business long enough to where you can do that. But if you're just getting started, you got to keep going, man. You got to keep trucking along. You got to keep pushing every single day. Just make sure you take it one day at a time and keep your head up. You can get down real quick by watching some of the stuff that you see on Facebook, where all these successful, people, window cleaners or whatever, like they're just on here like flossing for everybody, and that's great. Like, I don't try to do that. I know I have a lot of not nice and fancy stuff, but this is stuff that I've acquired over the years, and I used to be a car painter, so I made a little bit more money than I'm making now, obviously, but I acquired a lot of this stuff over time. But I just want you to know that, like, don't be discouraged by something that you see somebody else have. It's not always greener on the other side. When you see somebody have a whole bunch of stuff, just know that they got a ton of responsibility and they've worked really hard to get to where they're at. Unless they're just like a spoiled little brat that's just been getting money and all that. But a lot of times people work a lot harder than they'll actually show you and tell you. So they make it look easy. They make it look like they just came up overnight and so on and so forth. But it's never the situation. So don't let that get to you. Just keep your head up. Keep focusing on your business. Keep focusing on what you're doing, and just keep trucking along, man. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing, because that's gonna bother you, and then you'll be thinking about it while you're working. Just relax. Like, try not to stress while you're at work. Enjoy it. Like, be glad that you got jobs to do and that you're busy, and just keep pushing forward. That would be my recommendations for the slow downtime. I also want to talk about conflicts in my business. I don't talk about this a lot. I don't like to talk about my conflicts in business a lot, but I'm going to talk about it tonight. So a lot of conflicts in my business have to do with pricing. So new clients say that I'm too expensive. Okay, so I'll have somebody call. This is what happens, and I'm sure this has happened to you. You'll have somebody call, and they'll be like, hey, I want to get my windows done. And then they say they got 20 windows or whatever the case might be, and then you go from there, and then you give them a price, and like, whoa, that price is ridiculous, like such and such did it for this much, and I've already called around and got a couple other prices. You're really expensive. You just break it down and explain to them. Well, it could be that they're established a little bit more than me, or it could be that they're not established more than me, because the prices has been changing, and so for me to be able to grow and hire and have good employees and be able to show up on time, have gas in the vehicles, have all of our equipment when we come out working properly, have all the little extra tools in case something breaks while you're on the job. Unfortunately, all that stuff takes a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of know-how, and a lot of knowledge, and a lot of ability, and all that stuff is worth money, So there's a value in all that stuff. We're going to show up on time. If there's a smear or something on the window, we'll come back out and touch it up. We are humans. We make mistakes. But, you got to explain to new clients why you're more valuable. For instance, we just had a customer reach out, and they're a realtor, and they said, hey, I want to use you, but this other company is highly recommended, and we know they're really good people too, and they're like $100 is, so for instance, it's $215 is how much they got quoted by somebody else, and we were like at 305. Not that big of a difference to me because I see big numbers all the time and we do big jobs. But on a smaller job like that might be a big deal to somebody. So the way we worded it was, hey, look, like, unfortunately, we can't go down any lower because they said they wanted to use us, but we were more expensive. Was that the best we could do? And I told them, like, unfortunately, well, actually, I had Melissa tell them because she reached out to me, like, hey, what do I say? And I said, look, just tell them no, we can't go down on our price anymore. Unfortunately, that's the best that we can do because I know my pricing. And, like, I know I can't go. I'm cleaning windows for them at that point. I'm driving there. I'm having to drive to the next job. Like, there's so many things we got to unload. I got payroll, I have Melissa answering the phones, and so, like, all of that, like, I got to make sure that they get paid. And so unfortunately, no, we can't go down, and that's the price. It's going to be 305 or whatever the price was. And so she came back and said, we're going to go with your company anyways. Well, then she got on my website and started looking around, and I didn't know that she was a realtor, or I would have said, hey, like, you can give her 5% off. But then she mentions, hey, I'm a realtor. I see you do a realtor discount. We do a realtor discount. We do 5% off for realtor discount. So she got 5% off by looking at the page, but we couldn't go down. But she still ended up going with us. So that just goes to show you that the right customer is gonna choose you because like she said, I'm a business too. I'm a realtor, so I totally get it, and we can't budge on our price either. So I totally get it. We're still gonna go with you just because we know your reputation. We know you're gonna show up on time, and we're not gonna have any issues. And if we do have any issues, you're gonna take care of them. So we're gonna go ahead and go with you. So that just goes to show you that over time, you create that value and you get respect. People will respect you and be like, you know what? Like, he's the best in the area. He's, well known. He's got a lot of experience, obviously, because of all these people referring him and things like that. So you just want to make sure that that's the way that you word it. That's why you're more expensive. That's how you want to do it to new clients. Now you'll run into a situation where you have regular clients that think that you're too expensive. They don't like the price increase, okay? So that's happened several times. So what happens is I'll clean your windows today, and then 6 months from now, well, something happened and the price has got to go up. Well, I don't call every customer from the past 6 months and tell them that the price went up. So what we're supposed to do, and sometimes it doesn't happen, but what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to call the customer when we confirm and let them know, like, hey, our price has increased. Because we look at that price and we say, hey, whoa, this price doesn't look right for that many windows. We got to check this out. So then we let them know ahead of time. We're supposed to. If we let them know ahead of time and they have no problem with it, cool. We might even actually lose that client. They might say, no, I'm not cool with that. I'll go with somebody else. That happens too. Don't be afraid to lose clients that way because the right clients will want to be on that journey with you. Explain to them, hey, you're on this journey with me. I'm growing my business. Like, aren't you excited that I have employees now? I have all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of got to show them that you're growing. Like, since the last time I've seen you, I've got a van. I've got all this equipment. I've just been buying, stuff to grow the business. So that way, when you refer your friends and family, we'll be able to show up on time. You say all this, and they start understanding why your price has increased. Well, of course you can't stay at the same price, Josh. You got 2 new employees. That's the client that you want. So if you lose clients, don't worry about it. Those people didn't want to be on the journey anyways. They're not loyal to you. They're not good. If your price goes up again, that's it anyway. So even if you convince them this one time, that, hey, my price went up and, it won't happen again or whatever, it just happens the next time. So, go ahead and nip that in the bud right now. Or as you're growing your business, you might not be able to. Like, there has been times where there's been customers I didn't want to lose, and I'll tell them, like, hey, look, you know what? I'll waive that $50 fee for you this time, but just know that we're putting it in the notes that next time we have to charge you that $50 fee. I also had that just happen. I had a customer where 6 months ago we had already went up on our price, and she was shocked, and we forgot to tell her. That was the problem. We forgot to tell her before we got there that the price had went up, and so at the end, whenever I told her the price, she was like, why is my price $50 more? And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, we must not have told you, but our price actually had went up. And so what I did was I went ahead and waived it because you got to be fair. That's also crucial. That's also very important. You want to be fair about it. If you didn't let them know ahead of time, you're going to have to eat that. But if you did let them know ahead of time and then they have a problem with it in the middle of you working, that's not going to work. You know what I mean? That might not be a good customer for you either. But you just got to think about it like that. When you get to that point, Because right now you might be at the beginning and you're like, you know what, I'll take whatever I can get. And I've been there. I used to match prices. I was just talking to somebody about that this week. I used to match prices. I tell them, you get a quote from somebody else and I'll match the price if it's better than mine. I used to tell them that. When I first started, it was just me by myself. The only bills I had was like my insurance and things like that. My license, my bond, all that stuff. But, when you get to that point, you have to make sure that you're like, you know what, I am to that point. I got to go up on my price. I got to do these things. I got to, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be able to grow. Unless you just want to stay by yourself. But I'm pretty sure you're just watching this show at that point. But I'm hoping that you want to get on this show to help you grow, and I hope that you feel encouraged and that you want to get better creative experiences with your marketing and things like that. So anyway, so these are some conflicts of my business between regular clients and new clients. It's the price increase. People, they have trouble with it, but you have to explain to them. They are on this journey with you. It's an experience. It's not just window cleaning. When you present it that way, it's a whole different world than just saying, getting your glass cleaned. Even if it's with your employees, kind of set that expectation too. Like, hey, I might not be here next time. It might just be my employee. Wouldn't that be cool? You know what I mean? Like, don't just not show up, like, or have Melissa or have your secretary or whoever ask the customer if it gets to that point where they're answering the phones and stuff. But just ask them, like, how's everything going? Like, Josh is not going to be there this time. It's going to be Robert. Or I always have Robert, like, say if they ask for me or they ask about me, just let them know, hey, I'm doing this today. I won't be able to swing by. Or, hey, I'm actually going to swing by in a couple hours. You know what I mean? And try to get that done. Because when you start getting so busy, it's like everything starts to snowball and pile up on you, and you have to get things finished and done because you are running the business. You have to work on your business, not in it. When you get to that point, now I like to work in it. I would rather be out in the field and have somebody doing what I'm doing. But I'm also structuring this position that I'm creating, the salesperson, the just kind of management and everything like that. And I'm structuring this, and then I'm going to hire somebody to take that position. That's just the way I'm working with it in my head, so that I can get back in the field, because I like cleaning glass. I do like having my days off and being able to talk to Melissa and kind of help her and train her a little bit. And then same thing with Rob. I like to go out in the field and play in the field. I love doing whatever I'm called to do at the time. I think that is what is really important. You have to tell yourself that in your head. You want to be happy with what you're doing at that time. I know that you're growing and you're going to move forward, and this is all kind of temporary. You're going to keep moving forward. Not to say that you're not going to be cleaning windows the rest of your life, but you want to move around your business and kind of work in different spots, work with different people, and kind of grow those people. I think that's super important. Another conflict in business for me is that I need to work on more team building. What I'm not doing right now that I'm wanting to do is get together with Rob and Melissa at the same time, and we go have dinner. We go do something together and just kind of team build, kind of build that relationship outside of work. Not 100% all the time, but I think, like, once a month, once a quarter, or something like that, we all go do something because we're a team. We work together. And Melissa works from home. I'm working from here doing the screen shop, and then Rob's out in the field, or I'm out in the field. But we don't never have a chance to come together. Sometimes we have a meeting, like we had a meeting about Mark 8 where we're learning how to use Mark 8. But we're not really going out and having dinner and having these discussions about issues that we might have in the business or suggestions. And so I think that that's going to be important for my future, and it's one thing I do want to work on. And me and Melissa have been actually talking about that. She gave me a couple of ideas, like going and throwing throwing axes and stuff like that. So she's got some pretty cool ideas on that. So we've been talking about that. She just got back from the zoo this week, so she got to take that little vacation. That was pretty cool. And then Rob's taking his sometime soon. But yeah, so another conflict in my business is employees running late. Very rarely does it happen, but it happens, and it needs to be addressed. And especially your guys out in the field, it is super crucial for them to be on time. And at first, you kind of want to be hard on them, write them up, and you just make sure it's very clear that you want them to be on time. They need to be 15 minutes early to the job, so on and so forth. It's super crucial. They're going to run late. It's going to happen. But you got to know how to respond to that in the right way, because you can't just yell and scream at them. It's not really solving anything. And you're a human too, and you make mistakes. So, you don't want to be too hard on them and too crucial on them. But not to say that it don't need to be addressed. You can write them up. What I normally like to do is whenever I write them up, I have a little spot at the bottom that says, what can I expect from you? Which means, how are you going to fix this? What are you going to do to make it different, so to be sure that you're not going to do this again, or so that you can hold your word, because your word is that you're going to be here on time. And so it becomes an integrity thing. And I think that's a great way to approach it, is that you want them to have integrity. Not to say that they're never going to be late, but when they are late, just make sure you address it and say, hey, how are you? What are you going to do to not oversleep, or what are you going to do so you don't fall back asleep? Because I had this happen this week. Robert was late one day, and I told him, I was like, hey, like, what can we do to help? He's like, I'm going to set more alarms to make sure I'm on time. Cool, perfect. Have a good day. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it bother you, because I can tell, because I've gotten onto him so many times in the past, because he's been with me 2 years, and not to say so many times, but we're talking about 4 or 5 times in the past 2 years. And I've written him up, and we've had talks, and we've had meetings about being on time and why it's important and all these things. And like I said, it happened again, and I decided not to write him up, and I decided that, like, he had already mentally he was stressed out about it. Like, man, I was late. Like, I didn't hold my integrity. You know, when he got to work, he was just kind of like, you could tell he was like, oh man, like I'm sorry, like, a kind of frantic. You know how that feeling when you wake up late or something. And I just told him, I was like, hey, don't let it get to you. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It happens. But also, we don't want it to happen. We don't want it to happen. We want to try to minimize that. I don't want it to happen at all. But if it happens, don't kill yourself over it. Don't try to beat yourself up that hard about it. But yeah, those are the main things. And then you just got to let it go. You don't bring it up again. If it consistently happens multiple times in a week or multiple times in a month, then it's a problem. And you need to sit down and have a meeting with them, and you need to say, what are we doing different? What are we going to do? We have to do something different. Or maybe but you might have to let that employee go at that point. Because you can't have somebody just showing up late for work. That ain't never going to work. You got to let them have integrity in there. But yeah, so those are the conflicts in my business. Conflicts will happen, but remember, you can calmly handle those situations with just thinking about it before acting. Some situations will require immediate attention, but the ones that you can think about will help you in those moments of learning. So, don't let it get to you. Just keep your head up and keep moving forward. Now, I'm going to jump straight into the giveaway. Tonight, we're at 27 minutes, so right there at where I thought I was. So the way I'm going to do this is, it's going to click on a screen, and you're going to see a spinning wheel for Window Magic Supply first. Now, right above the spinning wheel, you want to listen to this part. Right above the spinning wheel is the question that you're going to answer. The first one to answer the question wins whatever the spinning wheel lands on. Okay, then we're going to do 2 videos. So we're going to do one for Window Magic Supply, and then we're going to do one for Window Cleaning Resource. So there's 2 giveaway prizes tonight that we're going to be giving away, and I hope y'all enjoy the spinning wheel. I will see y'all in just a second. I might not have cut my microphone back on, but congratulations for whoever you are out there to win those prizes, whoever answered those first. And I would particularly not like it to be the same person winning the same one. So you don't get that opportunity. So if you answered both questions right first, you're only going to get the first one that you got. So just a heads up on that. So The one from Window Cleaning Resource, the last one that you just saw, was the Maker Mini pole. I have this pole and I absolutely love it. This thing is awesome. It slides right in the back of my belt and it's good, handy, solid pole. I really like it a lot. So that was the one from Window Cleaning Resource. And then, let's see, we had the 0 degree handle right here. This is what you won from Window Magic Supply. So congratulations, whoever you are out there. This is what you win. I hope y'all enjoyed the show tonight. I've worked very hard on getting all this set up, and I hope y'all enjoy the new setup and everything. I'm going to try to have this in my background every time. Not 100% sure that that'll happen like that. I'm not going to go live until I have 1,000 subscribers. I'm sorry, everybody, but there's just too many issues, too many technical issues that I have, and it's just super frustrating. I spend an entire night trying to get it to work, and then just stuff happens. So I'm going to continue to do it this way. We're going to have a premiere every Friday night. I can rely on that. I can record the show, pre-record the show, and then play it back for y'all. And I actually like doing that because I can be in the comments with you. So in closing, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Everybody, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps more people be able to come on the show, more people to be able to win prizes, and that's what we want. So give it a thumbs up. If you can share it, that would be great. Share it to your group. Let people know about it. And subscribe. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already. And when you subscribe, click the bell and then click all, because that will make sure that you get a reminder every week for giveaway night. And the video will pop up on Fridays, and then you'll be able to set the reminder, and it'll actually alert you when the video comes up so you don't miss it. So thumbs up, share, subscribe, hit the bell, click all, and get the notifications each week so that you can win on giveaway night. Y'all have a blessed night, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace out.